Why? It just doesn't make any fucking sense. Hello? How you doing, Manel? Good to see you, Nub. My, my stuff's acting weird this morning. I'm trying to figure shit out. Hi! Good to see everybody this morning. How are you? Why? Fourth base without work is dead, huh? Okay.
Testing your speakers on StreamYard.
Huh. That's kind of weird.
Testing your speakers on StreamYard. Sounds like they're working. Have a great. Testing your speakers on StreamYard. Like they're working. Have a great show. Have a great show.
Morning, Moose. How you doing, buddy? Good to see ya. Give me a couple seconds here. I'm still trying to figure stuff out. Damn it! What the hell? Over. Hello! What about my volume? Wow. Hello? Come on down. Pick door number 1, 2, or 3. It's your choice. Why in the hell does my shit start always acting up just before I go live? Go figure. Hear me shuffling. Well, that's kind of weird. I'm not sure why you hear me shuffling. Read some news. I don't read very good at all. Damn it. We got well, if somebody's playing with me, I don't feel a thing, damn it. Damn it. We have Eli here live. We'll check him out for a little bit, see what he's up to. Please like, subscribe, and share to Eli.
Yo, stop touching people, man. Move back, yo. Move back, nigga. What law are you enforcing right now? What law are you enforcing? This guy, bro, touching him, bro. And that's why you touch him? What law are you enforcing? I'm telling you not to touch the car. Why not? I'm trying to have a civil conversation right now. I want to have a conversation with you. Can you teach him what lawful order means? He's not going to teach him because he's dirty. Behind your order is the law. Don't be touching people, man. You're the law. Do that with your kids, man, your family, your wife. Yeah, get out of here. Good night, guys. You too. What's the most important thing about your job, white shirt? Huh? Back to work. What's the most important thing about your job?
The link should be there.
And don't be touching people, nigga.
I put the tattoo on my shirt. I put the tattoo on my shirt.
Don't be touching people, you heard? And put your seatbelt on. Put your seatbelt on. You heard? They be dirty. Y'all already know, my baby. Why he gonna hands on, my baby? I wanted to hit that nigga with this bottle, bro. You feel me? But we can't break the law, man. Why he touching you, man? That shit got me mad as hell, bro.
I don't hear you.
I'm not speaking, that's why.
I don't see your mouth moving either, so
Hang
I
on
don't
one
know
second.
if it's me, you, or what the hell over.
Over, Roger, over.
Nope. Still don't hear you.
Makes a difference when I talk if you can hear me.
Me, damn it.
Did you hear me?
All right, I can hear you on the TV, but not on the phone.
Well, it would help if I speak, whether or not you could hear me.
Hey, there we go. Now I got it working right.
Yay for Larry.
Well, it was weird because this morning I tried it and everything was working great, working perfect. And I get into StreamYard and I can hear the videos on the TV, but I could hear myself on my headphones. So it's like, what the hell?
So how's Larry this evening? Morning.
Well, let's just say I'm the boss.
Iron Fist Larry.
Yeah.
Oh, hopefully. Good Lord, that sun is bright.
Uh,
Hang on one second.
I got to get another USB extender for my camera.
Hang on one second.
All right. Well, tell me when I can let go. We got Austin in the house. Good morning, Austin. Good morning, Manel. And whoever else is in here. Huh. I'm just having a hell of a time getting following. Where you going, Manel? I thought you were heading up. Nubs found the link. You should be able to too. Come on, girl.
I like what Moose said. Faith without works is dead. I agree with that very much so. Just like love without action is dead. As far as, in my opinion, as far as the whole is love enough, absolutely not. And it's ridiculous to think so. Reason being is you don't eat a sandwich with one fucking ingredient. There are many ingredients to a sandwich. And if they're not right, the whole sandwich is off.
Kind of like you need more than one tool in your tool belt to succeed in life.
Fuck, I used more than one tool in 10 minutes of work.
That was kind of my point. So no, actually, I've had a really, really good week. I have been feeling really good about myself. Yesterday, I replaced the starter in the car. The day before that, I did a clutch master cylinder and slave cylinder. And these were
Are
just
you
both
for
from
the
people,
slavery?
and both these people just lived in the neighborhood, so that was cool. What
I
about
had some
slavery?
guy. Are you advocating for slavery now?
No, I got paid.
Well, you were doing the slave cylinder, so
Well, that's just what it's called. It's a slave to the clutch cylinder, master cylinder, because the master clutch master cylinder tells the slave cylinder what to do, of course, because it's the master and it's the slave, right?
you know, you think about that. Why are they called those things?
Exactly.
Like that's some fucked up
Exactly the
shit.
point where I was going.
Like they could have called them the doohickey and the hand job.
Yeah. Hey, by chance, do you guys have Connects Auto Parts there where you live?
No,
Oh, the reason I was asking is because we do here, and they're going out of business, so everything on sale's 50% off.
oh nice. Grab me a transmission for a Dodge Ram 2500.
Well, the person that I did the starter for, it was $100 starter. They got it for $49.
That ain't bad at all. The my girlfriend's car doesn't use a key, it uses a key fob. I always feel weird after I've driven my truck for a long time getting into hers.
Yeah, I don't know about all those key fob shit. For one thing, if you lose them, it costs you a small fortune to get them replaced.
That's why you don't lose them, Larry.
Yeah.
Some things you just don't lose.
Well, I don't know. I've known quite a few people. They have their head, their brain attached, but they seem to keep losing it.
I'm here saving big money at Menards. Can you see me saving
Woo!
big money?
Of course. Hey, Michael, good to see you in the house, brother. I hope everything's well. I think we have Menards here too. I'm not really sure, but I think we do.
It's a home improvement store.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Vent covers. I've got a vent that I need to get a. That should work.
Hey, while you're there, could you pick me up a couple board stretchers?
They sell those over at the other store.
Oh, here I thought they were on back order.
No, it's at the other store.
Damn it.
Why
How
are the
about a
vent
left?
covers?
How about a left-handed screwdriver?
I think they might have those, but I'm not in that department right now. So this
You're
is
just
dumb.
you're batting 1,000.
This is really kind of dumb. 10x4, 10x4. Okay, so that's.
Why are you saying bad things about yourself? You're never supposed to say negative things about yourself.
Yeah, I know. Shit happens.
Did you hear I got a job last night?
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna
what
be
was the
Jack's
name?
producer.
What?
He invited me to be the producer. He's gonna give me a. Well, we haven't talked about the split yet, but I'm thinking 60-40. 40 for him, 60 for me.
Well,
Since I'm the one who
yeah.
has to make it
70,
shine.
30, 70 all the way.
I might just have to take 90% and give him 10.
Make sure you're Aaron Fist about it though. Yeah, 'cause
Hey,
if you're not-
Nubs, what's 90% of 0?
With him, it would probably be negative numbers. You'd probably end up having to pay for it.
Well, yeah.
I have to pay 10% of the StreamYard bill every month.
Right.
There
Well, you got to
go.
pay for my internet, so.
You giving people ideas there, Moose. What the hell over?
You got some kind of like strange echo going on there.
That's me.
Is that better?
It's a shopping cart.
No, it was Larry. It's better, Larry. It's good.
Maybe I wanted to echo. I'm slowly fingering it out.
Day by day.
This used to be one of my favorite stores until I had to start working, and well, all my material comes from here, so I'm forced to be here. And it's no longer my favorite store.
Are
They
you
don't
talking about the local lingerie store?
They don't have Home Depots down there?
Yeah, they do, but Menards is generally cheaper. Hang on 1 second.
Yeah, we got Home Depot. I can't remember the second one. And then we got a Jerry's. Home Improvement. I don't know.
I didn't have enough concrete yesterday to finish up my job, so got to get a bag today.
Well, while you're solidifying destiny, I am going to go run some laps around the house. And when I mean run, I mean walk them very slowly.
Well, that's
And that-
definitely the best way to do it is walk even slow.
So, in other words, you're going to be Turtle Moose?
Just a day in the life.
But, you remember that story. You remember who ended up winning the race, right?
Yeah, because the hare was too busy going off and doing drugs in the forest. He had to go stop and roll a joint, whereas the turtle already had his joints rolled because he was more prepared. He carries his home with him.
I don't know. I heard he went to the forest to look for love and he could never find it.
So listen to this shit. I'm at
You're not
the
going to find it in
store.
the forest.
I'm at the store and they have these things, these edgers. They're $29. They're all aluminum, steel. It makes it look like it's sharp, but dude, it's definitely not sharp. And then for the same price, they have this one. It's a fiberglass, but it's all janky as hell. So which one do I go with?
Which
I
one
go
was made in China?
Hey,
Both.
Carol.
Both of them. Both of them are definitely made in China.
See, you should say a prayer every time you buy something from China. Make sure it's not tainted with the radioactive poison.
It's all tainted, dude.
And he touched it with his bare hands.
Butt toucher.
I'm gonna go with the fancy red one.
So you're going with the aluminum?
I think it's steel. It's probably pot metal. It's probably made in a factory in India.
You know what's
Like
funny? We get hoodwinked every day, dude. I buy like stainless steel shit. Like a couple of weeks later, it's rusted. You're like, what the fuck is this?
Well, stainless
It's
steel is
plated.
only stainless temporarily. Just ask China.
It's
So that's
plated.
like the unlimited, the limited, unlimited data plans that we got. Everything's like, oh, you could go to the buffet. You can eat as much as you want, but oh, you've eaten 4 plates. Time to get up and go. Fucking bullshit world we live in.
Well, it's the old double talk, damn it. Haven't you learned anything?
Dude, I've been hanging out with Talcott. I know pretty much everything about the world and spirituality now.
You got it all down pat, huh?
He is a guru, I've heard.
So I heard he still has his cloak on back order.
His what?
Cloak. The Talcott cloak.
Wow.
Gonna have a big T on it. She thought it was funny.
Right. That's what I was thinking. 15 fucking registers or 12 registers, and they got one open.
Yeah,
Well,
that's typical corporation, dude.
Hang on one
you get
second.
you get a big huge store. You put 5 employees in the whole store, and you say, "Do it all." And then you wonder why you can't get no help. Seems like almost every damn store I go into nowadays, it'll be a big, huge store, and there will only be 5 or 6 employees for the whole fucking store. So, how's your work coming on your place there, Moose?
As they say in Mexico, poco a poco, little by little.
Yeah. So, you got anything marked off your list and checked it twice? Find out who's been naughty and nice?
Of course, dude. Tons of things checked off the list, but we're it's kind of hard to check too many things off my list because one of us is always watching the baby.
Well, that's on the list, isn't it?
That's true. That's true. I'm trying to train the dog though to like be a better babysitter.
Well, um, just get him some s'mores and he'll do whatever you ask. S'mores is the best dog trainer in the whole world. Kind of like the old saying, when you went to work, your boss would say, "Hey, jump," and you had to say how high. It's the same way with the dog and the s'mores.
They say this high, this high.
But you see, they forget to tell you on the package that you're supposed to get them high before you give them the s'mores. So then you could be s'more high. Ha 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 ha. Pink colored siding, huh? Was she like pretending she was a Barbie girl? I'll never forget when my kids were little. My oldest daughter had to have everything pink in the damn Barbie stuff. And oh, when I grow up, I'm gonna get me a pink house, a pink car, a pink this, a pink that. Ah, maybe we should all invest in stock in pink.
There's only one reason I buy pink, and that's for my improvement.
Well, you see, that's where you and me different. I don't buy pink. I just search for pink. Wink, wink.
I don't buy that pink.
That was kind of the point.
I thought you were talking about Victoria's Secrets.
Scratch and sniff.
Yep.
If it
Damn
smells
good.
like tuna, put it back.
If it smells like tuna,
Why would you do that? If it smelled, I thought you're supposed to eat it.
ugh. Y'all are some nasty motherfuckers.
Well, that's kinda
Nasty
like-
ass motherfuckers.
That's kind of
Yeah.
like when you pick up this package and it says, smoked salmon, and you get
This
your mouth
picture
all
is JG. You know who JG is? He always comes on the metaverse, and he's always wearing glasses, and he's always got one of the lenses is popped out.
and you never know which one it's gonna be.
No, it's always the same one.
Oh, you made it sound like
It's his thing. Like, he wears glasses, and there's always one thing like punched out, like he's like a homeless bum or something, but he's not. So that's why I have a picture of Tony Stark with, a set of glasses and one eye hole open.
Is that guy from Philly? Nubs or Moose?
you over there talking to yourself.
Yeah, all these fucking metaverse names. I almost blew my own cover the other day. Almost said my own name and everything. It was crazy.
Come back to now, man. Can we just come back to reality? Back to the present. Talk
Come
about
on, man.
me, man, me.
Oh my God, the sun is bright. Where did Moose go other than on his walk?
He's left the galaxy without leaving the galaxy.
He's far, far away.
He's gone where no man has gone before.
My computer.
Moose, is JG the guy from Philly, the skateboarder?
Yes. Yes.
I know who you're talking about. He is a homeless bum.
He's not homeless anymore, but he's definitely funny as hell.
Homeless is a state of mind.
You try to call him a friend or whatever, or you're like, oh, I feel like we're starting to get somewhere, and he's like, he turns on you like Mitchell.
Did you see I was up on a panel with fucking John Vance for a good while yesterday?
No, I didn't see that, but you
Yeah,
should have
I
been
was
there with
over
Jack,
on-
dude. Jack invited you up.
My internet was extremely shit. I'm marinating, you know. Didn't want to deal with jack shit either. Between the bad internet and dealing with jack shit, that was good. Like, I really don't have anything against Jack. I think he's comical. I think it's comical in the sense of, it's just so simple, it's stupid. Kind of like going to China to see the Great Wall of China, going to the Endeavor and then seeing it and not seeing it. I don't know. I don't claim to have any of the fucking answers though. So
You saw it and wished you hadn't? Is that what you're saying?
something like that.
My eyes!
It's like a train derailment that nobody actually wants to see.
Oh, which I'm glad you.
Yesterday, another processing plant burned down yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm glad you were said trained. We had one go by yesterday, and I looked up, and there must have been 30 damn tanker trains on there.
Tanker cars or
Yeah,
like
tanker
tanks?
cars.
Oh,
Tanker
okay.
cars. There had to have been like at least 30 of them amongst all the other bullshit. There'd be like 10 in a row, and then there'd be, a cattle car, a storage car.
Well, those tankers, they travel like they might have molasses or something like that. It's not, if you see a tanker, it's going to be a chemical.
Oh, I know. But yeah, there was a few because a few of them had their little symbols on there. I just thought it was kind of weird because I've never seen that many tanker trailers in one train that's gone by here before.
Well, the Orange Man lifted a lot of restrictions as far as how many can be in a line, the whole 9 yards. But ultimately, we can have all the government regulation that we want. Blackwater and Vanguard and, State Street, they're going to do what the fuck they want. They're bigger than the government, so it's cheaper to pay the fine and get the money for sending that extra 17 cars. You know what I mean? The fine itself is cheaper than how it actually is supposed to happen.
There you go again, talking all that conspiracy theory stuff.
Ain't no conspiracy. Fucking pull up the numbers.
Come back to now, man.
Personally, I think if the Orange Man gets back in, it's going to be the last one we have because the country is going to be taken over by companies.
Isn't it already kind of?
I'm saying like legitimately, like we're just going to be Vanguard or State. Like they're not going to hide it anymore.
You too can be.
It's not like anybody would give a fuck anyways. We'd all put on our fucking masks and do what we're supposed to anyways,
You must comply.
With the
or you will be assimilated.
With the internal global warming thing they were running around doing, most of the people in the United States, at least, that signed off on that, they don't own themselves anymore. They're a product because of that. And obviously it's all paperwork and everything like that, but they've got their fucking chemicals in you. You're not you.
So they're all becoming Scientologists and signing a billion-year contract?
Right. I ain't got no fucking billion. anyways. Guess that really doesn't affect the price of tea in China, huh?
Yeah, but the funny thing is you never find out what that price is until it's too late.
You know, it's sad when you can see a city come through and do some road work, and the road work they do is so shitty that you can't tell any different. Like, you can see it was different, but not visible. You get the same, like, boom, boom, boom.
Shit, we got a pothole on my road just about 2 blocks down. That thing's 3 foot deep, and it's been there for 3 years.
Oh,
But
but
they're
pay your
hard.
taxes, Larry. Pay your taxes.
What is that? What are taxes? I don't comprehend. Yeah, you're speaking Speckity Deutsch or something foreign over here.
No, that's Manel. She's the German speaker.
Oh, damn it.
So my service is about to go to shit. I'll jump back up when I leave the house for work.
I'm supposedly German, but I only know how to Speckity Deutsch, and that's it.
They tell me I'm all sorts of things. So I'm just me, personally, but go figure. They tell you something different.
My mom basically told me I'm a Heinz 57. I got a little bit of everything in me.
A little bit of Biden in there too, I heard.
There you go again, telling my secrets. This is the last time I'm telling you anything, Nubs. Every time I tell you something, you just throw it right out there and just give it to everybody, damn you. You piece of shit!
I got you. Put me in back. Put me in timeout.
you
Don't
like
do that. I want to hear what everyone's got to say. It's always good.
Well, I'm
like
a piece of shit and I deserve the back room.
He says, "Oh, I like it back here."
Just ask Iron Fist Jack.
Ooh. He is driving, though. Don't forget that.
No, dear. I travel. I don't ever drive.
I know. We know the terminology. We are travelers on the land.
But what land we are traveling on, we will never know.
This is very true, Larry, because we don't know what the true maps are of the place we stand upon.
I have some pretty accurate maps.
You can still travel without standing.
Exactly. But my point is that there are places in the world that we are not supposed to go to. They don't want us to see certain things. And this is the thing we need to realize.
I'll go wherever my feet lead me.
Right, I agree with that.
If they want to kill me, they're going to kill me, period.
Oh, I'm totally with that. Absolutely.
There's just no point in living in fear, because when you live in fear, they win. Hang on one second.
Oh, I think I've seen this one, Michael. I'll put it up though. This is pretty. All right, here we go.
All right, I'll be back up.
One of the most interesting words in the English language today
How come that's weird?
is the word fuck.
Can you guys hear that?
It is a,
Yeah, it's the word fuck. Go on,
just
Larry.
by its sound, it can describe pain, pleasure, hate, and love.
Like when
In
you hit your
language,
toe
it
on
falls
something.
into many grammatical categories. It can be used as a verb, both transitive. John fucked Mary, and intransitive, Mary was fucked by John.
Yeah, I think Paul
Larry,
played
this
this.
is
And
brilliant.
as a noun,
Brilliant.
It came from Michael.
Mary is
Michael
a
gave me the
fine
link.
fuck. It can be used as an objective.
We are
Mary
in
is
the world
fucking
of being
beautiful.
very fucked. Yes.
As you can see, there are not many words with the versatility of fuck. Besides the sexual meaning, there are also the following uses: ignorance, fucked if I know.
Fuck if I
That's
Trouble,
brilliant. I love it.
I guess I'm fucked now.
know.
Fraud, I got fucked at the used car lot.
I just spat out my coffee, mate.
Aggression, fuck you. Displeasure, what the fuck is going on here?
Isn't it? What the fuck is
Difficulty,
going on here?
I can't understand this fucking job. Incompetence,
Larry, my
he's
face
a
hurts.
fuck
I'm sorry.
off.
Fuck off.
Suspicion,
Brilliant.
what the
Brilliant.
fuck are you doing?
What the fuck are you doing?
Enjoyment,
Enjoyment.
I had a fucking good time.
I had a fucking good time.
Request,
Request.
get the fuck out
Get
of
the
here.
fuck out of here.
Hostility,
Hostility.
I'm going to knock your fucking
Fucking
head
head
off.
off.
Larry, I applaud you, man. This is
Greeting,
brilliant. Freaking brilliant.
how
It came
the
from
fuck
Michael.
are you?
Thanks, Michael.
Apathy, who gives a fuck?
Who gives a fuck?
Innovation, get a bigger fucking hammer. Surprise,
Get a bigger hammer. Oh,
fuck, you scared the shit
Fuck
out
out
of
of
me.
so he's the Asian
Anxiety,
equivalent of George Carlin.
today is really fucked.
Would it be
And it is
Iranian?
very healthy too.
I don't know.
If
Oh, I appreciate
every
it though,
morning
Larry.
you do it as a transcendental meditation, just when you get up, first thing, repeat the mantra, fuck you 5 times.
Fuck you 5 times.
It
Fuck
clears
you,
your
fuck. Yeah, no,
It's
so
pretty.
when you got an argument, you just tell them to fuck off. It's exactly.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That was
Yeah,
brilliant. Thank
I
you,
think
Larry. And thank you, Michael.
I think Paul showed that once before. What? That's fucked up. I just lost it.
Larry, you were fucking up. You know that when you don't know which button to press. I'm only kidding.
That's because I'm a damn button pusher.
No, you're not. You're a darling. Stop it.
Just a button pusher, control master, puppet master, masturbator.
A masturbator. I like that. A masturbator.
Oh, so what do you got? Anything planned for the day, Manel?
Yes, I do. I've been doing lots of clearing and I'm still finding more. It's very exciting. It's very disturbing because it's literally
I can
junk
hear you now.
amongst. Oh, sorry.
I didn't do anything.
Sorry. Can you hear me now? Is it okay?
I can see you're talking, but I can't hear you. Hang on. I don't know what the hell happened.
Okay, you're in control of it. It's okay.
All right. There's that. Try that one.
How's it now?
There we go.
Is that good?
That was weird. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, that's cool.
That's weird.
You know,
I
you
didn't
can.
touch it.
Sorry, go on.
I said it was weird because I could hear you before I did the video, and then I shut the video out and I couldn't hear you, and I didn't touch anything to change it, but it changed somehow.
Okay, so but you're paying money for the StreamYard, and so you can actually deal with the levels of volume.
No,
You
that
do know
your
what I
volume,
mean.
your volume totally
okay.
cut out. I gotta
Oh,
in my
cool.
when I come to the broadcast, I have different ways of listening to the stream, and I had it so I could hear you on my headphones. And then when I was doing that video, I could hear you on the headphones, but the video on my TV. And then when I came back, it totally cut you out for some reason. That's why I said it. I didn't change anything, so it was weird.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah, so I mean, look, we're dealing with tech here, and this tech has changed. You know, I mean, we're from an age where tech was like emerging, shall we say. I think Larry knows what I mean. And, you know, I mean, we're a bit older. You know, we're like, and we've seen this shit. I'm sorry to use profanities, but we've seen this stuff through the decades because we've been here for decades. And oh God, we're just trying to help the younger generation and even some of the older generation because they've been here before us. And there is so much respect. You know, when you realize that you've lost that older generation, then you don't have much story unless you have a long memory like a whale. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Larry?
Yeah.
I'm not telling anyone what to do, that you just do what you do and that's fine. You know, I like everyone to be who they are and not ever try and formulate anyone into any kind of mindset. I think that's really important. But we are not a movement. We're not a movement of, what do they call us? They've got this word for us.
Sheep?
No. Well, yeah, there are sheep, and obviously, but you know that sheep do. And if you go and actually interact with these animals, and I have through all my life, they don't actually just follow the herd. They follow a leader. And I experienced this, and it was brilliant. So I used to go and walk. Exactly. But I would go and walk, go and sit in the sunshine, and I would have these 3 sheep that would come up and stand in front of me. But one of them would do this stomp with its hoof and stand and look at me, and it would lower its head, and that he had, or she, whatever. They would have 2 by its side, and they would look at me, and I'm going, I'm sitting on the grass. You can go and eat your grass over there. And they went and ate their grass. They left me alone. There was nothing, there was no invasion or anything. It was just like, I'm on the land, you're on the land. We're just sharing some space. Right? And I've experienced this a lot through my life. I'm not a spring chicken. All right?
Yeah, it's kind of
So
like when I lived
go on, sorry.
out where Aunt Wolf Lady does. I used to
Mm-hmm.
take my dog with a little electric scooter I had, for a run, and every time we'd go and we'd see like a lamb or sheep or even a horse, every time we'd go by the lamb or sheep or whatever would see them, and they'd run up to the fence, and they knew, like, even the very first time they met each other, they knew that they were friends and they were there to play with each other, and they'd sit there and they'd, do their little body language with each other and stuff, and even the horse,
Yeah.
man, the horse would see us, down the road, and it'd run as fast as it could up to the fence, and it's like, "Hey, buddy, what are you doing? Are we gonna play today?" It was
Yeah,
really
so I learned this also with sheep that, and I actually ended up with a whole flock walking behind me. It was
yeah,
really interesting. It was very interesting. It went all quiet because I came down from the hill. This was when I was down in Northamptonshire, and they came down from the hill. All of them followed me, the whole herd, and it went really quiet. And all I heard was this, when their little hoofs going into the soil and the grass and that. And that was literally all I heard. And I stopped. They all stopped. And I turned
yeah,
around and I looked, and the whole herd was behind me. You could not make this up, honestly.
right,
This is why I have so much respect for nature, because they know more than we do. And then other times, and this goes way back before that experience, I learnt that when I go in a field full of bulls, you just take a couple of bits of branches of wood and you hold them out in front of you. And then those bullocks don't come anywhere near you. They don't come near you. I
yeah,
promise you. Because what
yeah,
they see is you are horned. You are horned. You are connected to the nature, and you don't do anything. I mean, I've always had little dogs, except for one, and when you realize that connection to nature, and we are nature, and
right,
nature is us. And I will continue to say this. I will never stop saying this, because I learned this when I was very, very small, when I popped out, and nature said to me, this is what you are. You are nature. Everyone, every woman, every man. And when we realize that, we stop arguing.
yeah. Oh man, I slept pretty good last night. Really, it was kind of surprising.
What was last night?
I slept pretty good last night.
Oh, bless you. I know sleep is it's the healer. Many folk don't realise this, that the true sleep where you let your physical vehicle relax and you let your etherical vehicle, your consciousness, fly. And this is so important.
Well, as the old science fiction writers wrote, when you sleep, that is your stasis chamber. That's when you rebuild, re-energize, and rejoice.
Yes.
Well, my computer just told me supposedly I'm supposed to see sun today.
Larry, you don't need the computer to tell you.
But the thing is that's the only job, even without having a job. You can be wrong 90% of the time and still keep your job.
Say that again.
A weatherman can be wrong 90% of the time, but yet still keep his job.
So it's like the clock. Even if there's a clock that has stopped, it's going to be correct twice in a day.
At one point in time a day, right? Yes.
But there is our spiritual clock, and that doesn't have, it's got nothing to do with the clock that you have on the wall or on your wrist. The clock is our spiritual clock, and it is eternal.
Your hourglass never ends. The sand never ceases to exist. They always
Exactly.
keep flowing and running through the energy of life.
It's the river. It's the river of the soul, of the spirit. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what I said, just in a different shape and form.
No, you're on point, and you're totally on point.
Oh my God. Ow, 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 ow.
Stretching is a good thing. Many folk don't stretch enough.
Yeah, I stretch a fair amount, but every time I do it, it hurts because my shoulders are so bad.
Larry, that's because we sit in positions with electric components that are close to our bodies, our physical bodies. So when we, and I know you're well aware of this, I'm not preaching to you in any shape or form, but many folk don't realize this, and there's probably, I really hope that some of the younger ones that are coming here, and even some of the older ones, because when we realize what we actually are, there's nothing they can do to us. The realization of our power is phenomenal. And I stand by that. I stand by that with my whole heart, my whole consciousness, you know. Little oops. We got a little echo.
I haven't changed nothing. I'm just doing a dab, so I don't know.
No, I know you are, but we're talking to the world. We're talking to everyone out there, you know, that takes their steps. We all have to take our steps. You know, it doesn't matter what anyone says, and you know, whatever the opinions are, there is a thing called conscious, energetic life, and that is what we are. They cannot take that away from us. I stand by this, and I'm never going to say anything otherwise. I don't want anything from anyone. I have no, what do you call it? I've got no gain in the outcome. All I would require is for those that choose to see. That's it. You know, I seriously, I should be off by now, if you know what I mean. But I won't give up. And I'm supposed to be here, like many of us are. And what we are here for is to give, and love is the key. So this is what this stream is about. Love is the key. And I stand by that. Because it is not the colour of your skin. It is the colour of your heart and your actions.
Yeah, well, most of my shoulder problems is from I've had a lot of injuries done to my shoulders, so, and just over the years, it gets more painful and more accidents, and it just compounds. It's just fun in the big city.
Larry, I actually have shoulder problems, and I've had them for like several decades.
Yeah, mine's been like 30 years.
Yeah, so I'm totally with you on that. However, there are natural things that you can do. Excuse me. So, if you know about sorry, go on.
What I could say, from what I understand, most of my problem is because of all the injuries I've had done to my shoulders. I have calcium deposits on my shoulder socket, and the bone that goes into the socket all have deposits on them. So every time I move, those deposits are rubbing against each other. So the only way that it can get fixed, supposedly, is with surgery.
No, it's not. I totally get what you're saying here. And so they want you to believe that you have to go and get surgery. You don't have to go and get surgery. When you learn your plants that heal different aspects of your body, these are the things that they call weeds. I've said this before, and I will never be silenced. I won't be silenced, and anyone that knows this won't be silenced either. Learn your plants. Every single plant that grows where you walk is a healer for different things. So learn your plants. That's it. Stop going to the guys and girls that want to shove things in you that are not natural. Learn your plants. You can heal yourself. You don't need to listen to any of this stuff. You know, I'm not trying. I am being polite because I am of the etheric, and it doesn't matter what anyone thinks of me. But I will keep showing what I have learnt. And I want everyone to be healed. Every single sentient being that is even if it's a tick or a flea. You may not like them, but they're here for a reason. They're here to teach us.
Yeah. Well, the funniest thing about it is, for 30 years, they told me there was nothing absolutely wrong with my shoulders. And I started to think, maybe I am crazier than I even thought I was, because, they're telling me there's no reason for my shoulders to hurt, but I knew they hurt. And then 30 years later, this one lady's all like, well, it's obvious why your shoulders are hurt, because you got all these deposits on your shoulder. And it was like somebody finally, you know, say, "Hey, you're not crazy. You are experiencing pain," and it's like, huh.
Yes.
And then they're all
Exactly.
like, all of a sudden, after 30 years, she's all like, "Oh, well, you need this surgery if you want to, you know, have that pain stop or whatever." I'm like, "Well, wait a minute. How come for 30 years they were
Please,
telling
please, Larry, don't do the
nothing's wrong?"
surgery.
I'm
Please,
not.
darling.
I'm just saying that was 20 years ago or whatever. But what I'm trying to say is that,
That's
you know, for
great.
30
Good for you.
years they were telling me nothing's wrong, and then all of a sudden, oh, here's what's wrong. You just need to, you know, get it cut out, and you'll be okay.
See that this is the thing that they're doing. I know that most of you already know this, but they remove aspects of our vehicle, and I'm going to simplify it. It's like, you know, you've got a car. It needs an engine. It needs all the aspects to make everything drive. It's a driving system. Okay. If you remove an aspect of that, it ain't going to work. Okay. I'm simplifying this. So this is about the vehicle that you come here to live in, to do your experience, whatever it may be. I don't know what your experience is, so I'm not telling anyone, oh, you must do this, and I'm doing this, so I must be better than you. This is not what I'm saying. The path is your own. It is your own path. And so to realize that it's not even a healing process, because when you comprehend that the plants that you were given by your mother, father, earth, whatever you want to call it, it is the thing that makes it happen. And when you, and like you said about the sleep aspect, sleep is the greatest healer amongst knowing what you're feeding yourself. Okay. And we all, I mean, look, we all have a little moment when we go, ooh, fancy a burger. Ooh, I got to have a burger. So you have a burger. And then you have a little bit of gut issue and you go, all right, well, I'm not going to do that for much longer. And then you go, oh, well, I remember that plant did this and the other plant did that. They all have a purpose. We were given the Garden of Eden is where we live. And when we realize that we are actually living in the Garden of Eden, and this is nothing religious, this is about the plants that we can sustain ourselves on. You don't need to go to a supermarket for that. And I know many of you already know this, but some forget. You know, we have moments of forgetfulness, which is really sad, but we all have it. I am in no shape or form exempt from that. So I am not trying to make out, I'm so much better than you. No, I'm not. I'm just trying to help folk remember, because I'm remembering. Am I right or am I wrong? I don't mind. I'm good with that.
No, you're just left.
No, I'm not. I'm the bit in the middle.
Well, you asked if you were right, so, you know, I had to be obstinate and say, no, you're left.
I love that, Larry.
There you go, talking about those middle bits.
The middle bit.
Go down the middle of the road so you can get that big hard rock.
We have a saying here called middle of road. It's a very British term, kind of North England.
Can't touch this.
Nice one. Nubs time.
Nubs looks so serious. Now you're muted, bud.
Said I'm traveling.
Travel
In the
well.
heart, mind, or soul, or D, all the above.
Traveling and it's bright.
And you can't
You got
handle
the
the light.
sunshine. You got the sunshine in your eyes. It's good.
Sunshine on your shoulder.
Personally, I like the Marley version. Sun is shining, the weather is sweet. Makes you want to
Oh,
move
yeah.
your dancing feet.
Oh,
From the
yeah. Now
restaurant,
you're singing.
here I am. Want you to know just where I stand.
Hi.
I'm gonna have to listen to that later on today. That's a good song.
You're on point, though. No, you're on point, man. It's on.
No, Marley's always on
It was
point.
actually Bob Marley's song originally. It wasn't his son, but I'll let you off.
Nothing's original. They're all
No, we're
just
all plagiarists, aren't we? We're all plagiarism when it helps others is a good thing. But plagiarism when it distorts facts and truth is not a good thing. It's not complicated.
I think you need to monetize that truck.
That's our engine, boy.
Almost sounds like a diesel.
No, not
Definitely a diesel. It's a diesel.
No, it's not, but it does kind of sound like one.
Oh,
No,
it's
it's
not. Oh, okay.
it's 2500 gasser. Diesel truck. We have
What
one
is it?
for
A
the business.
2 litre? Is it like a 3 litre or something? I mean, look, we've got different.
It's a Hemi. It's a 5.7.
Oh, so it's a freaking 5 litre.
5.7.
So, okay, so what they do is, if you go and look at engine capacities, so if you've got say you've got a 1300, for example, it's going to be a 1258. So whatever they call it, it'll be several hundred less. Okay? So you got a 125 motorbike. It's actually not a 125. It's like a 120 or
Well,
one.
motorbikes are
108.
CCs.
Yeah. But no. This applies to cars as well. So you go and have a look at your engine capacity. It is going to be like at least 200 lower than what it says it is. Okay? Trust me. Go and have a look at your documents. It's a nonsense, but that's what it is. That's what they're showing us. That's all I'm saying. Because I've been
Well, mine's
driving for a long
it's
time.
a 5.7 liter, but it has a when I had the motor replaced, I had a what is it? It's a Hellcat crankshaft in there, so it's not quite a stock motor. So I say
Yeah,
it's a 5.7, but that doesn't
fine.
mean it's a 5.7. So it's got plenty of power to get going. Even with this shitty transmission, I'll still fucking take on pretty much anything on the road.
I'm not diminishing what the engine does, but I'm
The
talking
cubic
about
liters, right?
we're talking about the paperwork here. And when you go and
Right.
look, because you obviously you have your license and you do all this nonsense that we all do everywhere. And then you have your engine capacity. that is on your documents, and you will find that the documents actually state that is. So if it's like I don't know, 1,000 cc, it's going to be less. That's a car as well. Any kind of car.
But
It's going to be
cars,
lower than what they state it is.
but the biggest thing is, like Nubs was saying, is motorcycles are measured in cc and cars are in cubic inches. And
Well, no, not over here. Not over here. In Britain, there's still CCs, even the cars. I promise you, right? Because
Well,
why
there's a
are
lot of
all-
things that are interesting over
Right.
there.
your
Yeah,
CC
yeah,
the only
they're
reason
very interesting.
The only
Sorry.
reason they can be using the CC rating over there is because it's going to give it bigger numbers, because your CC rating is going to be a higher number than your cubic inch.
Well, this is kind of questionable because it's like our temperatures. So they use centigrade and Fahrenheit, and and I get all this, but so there's this confusion from what I've
Oh, it's an
observed.
intentional confusion.
Well, no, confusion is their weapon. That is what their weapon is. So if you have
Well, why
two
do you-
different,
Why do you have two countries in the world that use the imperial system and everybody else uses the metric?
right? So
Like, I'm
Which-
pretty sure it's like 2 or 3 countries. That's it.
yeah, no, you're right, and this is my point: is that why do they? Because why do they use all these? It's like I'm going to go and simplify it now. There are 3 base colors, and it's yellow, red, and blue. They are the base colors. All the colors come from those 3 base colors. Okay? You cannot change that because that is
Yeah, but
nature.
they did change that as well, because now you have
I
the
know. I know they're playing, and it's for
Right.
the ones that it's for the ones that don't actually comprehend, that don't get it, because they've been so libated. Excuse my expression, but they have been libated. They don't know anything anymore. And this is why it's so easy to go into the TG. You know what I mean? And ultimately, it's like anything. Nature has 3 colors. It has three subjects. It's nothing to do with religion. It has 3 subjects, and that is healing, water, and air. Okay, those are the main basic subjects of who we are. Okay, what we, if we actually go into our essence and realize what we are, when we realize that we're energy, they can't stop us. And this is where the problems are. Most folks don't realize what they are. They cannot remember what they are. They don't know where they come from, and they're just sucking up the, the Kool-Aid or whatever you want to call it.
I like
Realizing
Kool-Aid.
that's hilarious. But our Kool-Aid doesn't come from them. Our Kool-Aid comes from nature, right? It comes
But
from
there's
the
no sugar
soil
in nature's Kool-Aid. I need the chemicals and the sugar.
that- Now you're just being
And that
devil's
shit better
advocate.
not be treated with some molasses. I need that white sugar. It's like crack cocaine.
Oh, molasses is great, isn't it? Have you ever tasted proper molasses? Oh, so good.
When I was in Boy Scouts, we used to go up in the woods a lot and get
Mhm.
and find cedar trees and make our own cedar syrup and put it in the bag.
Lovely.
The best stuff there was.
Yeah, because you get it, don't you, Larry? That's it. And I know Nubs does as well. And Moose, because Moose is still here. And
That's
whoever else.
funny.
But,
I
sorry, go on.
I've had both the natural maple syrup from the trees and cedar. And I like the cedar better than the maple.
Oh, I bet that's gorgeous, isn't it? That nectar from the trees.
Have you ever had birch?
Yeah, I've had birch too.
I've not.
Birch syrup is the best in my opinion.
Oh man, I'm so jealous. But I did grow up eating leaves from different trees when I was small. So the young leaves from the trees. And this is something that don't think about. Is when your trees are putting out their leaves, these are all like, this is real salad. Not salad you get from the supermarket. This is proper nature salad. So you got your dandelions, you got your trees that are putting out all their new leaves, and you got trees putting out flowers. These are all edibles. Everything.
I know.
All of it.
I eat nettles on a normal basis.
Good. Excellent.
Yeah. I know when I do, I know that those days, especially the nettle seed, oh my God, in the fall when it goes to seed, I collect seeds and all it takes is a pinch and your fucking body just goes into this state of
boom.
Oof.
Nice.
It's
Yeah.
like your
It's a
testosterone.
proper healer, isn't it? It's a healer. It's a healer.
Well, it affects your testosterone. Well, for
And
men.
also, but not just the masculine, the feminine as well, because it's a balance. These are all balanced plants. And so we've been taught to spray nonsense onto nature we got to have a lawn. No, you don't. You've got to have the vibrance of what the natural garden gives you. This is the natural garden. So for those that, we can't just be giving you details right now, but you can educate yourself and you can learn that every single plant that grows around your house has a specific thing to heal you, feed you, make you stronger. And just watch animals, what they do, what they eat. A simple example is the dandelion, literally from root to top, every aspect. That's just one example. You can eat
You're
the
over
whole
there
thing.
making way too much sense, Mano.
Not only can you eat the entire plant, if you combine dandelion as a woman, if you were to combine dandelions with blessed thistle, it's going to help your internal system allow you to regulate your estrogen much more proficient, and you feel more like a woman, from what I've read.
Well, no, you're right. And look, this is there's so much notice that has been lost because folk have been.
It's not been lost. It's just obscure.
No. But no. I know that. I know it's not lost entirely, but a lot of folk have been funneled into a certain mindset, shall we say, simplified, and so they have forgotten that gnosis because and so gnosis comes from experience. Exactly. So if you don't do this regularly, you're gonna forget what is actual. And we are living in a world where things are not as actual as they should be. And I think you all know this anyway. I'm just elevating slightly. Anyway, go on, Nubs. Go on, Larry, it's your turn.
What the hell's Moose doing? Comes in here just like yesterday. Comes in here and makes a grandiose appearance and then
And
takes
then
off.
says nothing.
Yeah, damn Riley rascal. What is he good for?
He's a rascal.
A
Moose.
rascal.
Moose. Moose.
I think he's one of those Talcottyism.
I've got nothing to hide, Larry. You know that.
Comes in for the love and then leaves.
Oh, sorry. Go on. Go on, Nubs. Sorry, Larry.
He gets his quickie.
Freaky, freaky. Go on, Nubs.
Oh shit!
Oh, crap. He's driving.
Son of a bitch!
What'd you do?
I have my fucking girlfriend's car pocket, and I just drove 45 minutes.
That's oops.
Son of a bitch! And she's got to fucking leave in like 20 minutes. Son of.
You better get back to your
Well,
lady.
That was a lovely drive. Oh, well, I was going to be early today, but now I'm going to be late. That's
You're
awesome.
late. Late,
We're late.
mate.
We're late. We're late for a date. I got an important date I'm late for.
Hey, let me let you guys go. I need to call her.
All right, man. Take care.
All right, bye.
Call your lady. Do well, mate. Toodles.
Can we say brain fart?
We can say brain fart. Bless you, Larry. But bless you all, because anyone that cares to listen to things that many don't actually know about and have forgotten, they have forgotten. And so, no, maybe not. There's probably no one here listening. It's probably only us, isn't it?
Yeah.
But that's all right. Nonetheless, the realization of who you are and the connection that you have is essential. How's Anna, by the way?
She's
Studies.
doing good.
And I got to tell you, we need a new science because everything that we were told is.
Ooh,
at least up in
I
the
know who
air
that
right
is.
now. I think we should call it
I know who he is.
Look at that. You
Larry.
can see the damn dragon.
Oh, I
head.
know, you can see it. Have you seen the giants?
Anyway,
Yeah,
what
that's
it
pretty
is
cool. It's
that the
mud
geology is
fossil.
not correct because this is not just rocks,
It's
and
a
that's what
mud
they see
fossil,
these
yeah.
houses.
I know, I love it.
Geological
Go on.
upheaval, plate tectonic,
I don't
lava
understand
flow.
why, though.
Obviously,
I hear
all I have
Jim
found
on
is
my
biology,
TV and you
and
on
I have
here.
found the mud fossils, which it changes everything. It changes
But
geology,
you
it
can
changes
hear him fine,
biology,
huh?
Larry, I missed
because they don't
that. I'm
understand
sorry, I
how
missed it.
these things converted into solid creatures.
You can hear the video fine?
Oh, the video is perfect, mate. But I just wanted to just add this, that these are just aspects of, I can't remember his channel, because I'm on my other channel, I'm subscribed to him, but, you know, I've been on this one for a while.
And it's
But
nucleophilic
go and look at
substitution,
the
which your
giants.
body is doing right now. Otherwise,
Folks
you
need
would
to look at
die.
the giants.
Every molecule in your body is unstable and
I
continuously
gotta
being
figure this
refreshed,
out. This
and
is
that's called
weird.
nucleophilic invasion. Substitution. They bring in new stuff, they take the old stuff out. Now,
These are creatures that have been turned to stone,
Holokowski, there's not a
basically.
single culture on the face of this planet that doesn't talk about dragons, monsters, giants.
Larry, you know when you see an animal's eye, don't you?
That, and especially with the evidence. Now, I think this was sent to me today by a friend, and I think this is in Thailand. And
You can hear the video
I
fine?
remember his name now, Mud Fossil University. Now, I
Yeah.
don't agree with everything he says, but he is on point with a lot of stuff. So I do. Thank you. Thank you. Nubs is back.
Yeah, I don't have to drive that far, which is a good thing.
That's cool. So you
Bless
can hear
ya.
the video fine, Manel?
The sound is perfect, mate. Perfect.
All right. I just wanted to make sure because my thing's doing weird shit today.
We're going to just take a quick look at a few things because you could do this all by yourself. Go to I think it's Naka Cave in Thailand, and they have all kinds of snake things. And it was like a viper pit, it looks like to me, with dragons and all kinds of things. I think that's where that came from. I mean, I got so much on dragons.
So many of these creatures
they all
really
have similar
have been
characteristics. Let's just go
removed,
with that.
haven't they?
And every
You go and
culture
look
had
at
them, so I don't
our
care what you say.
story.
They had to be around somewhere. Look at this. Isn't that something? Isn't that gorgeous? Somebody put a lot of work into these things.
I love dragons. I'm a
It's
dragon
just
girl.
somebody's art, it's pretty much real. Look at this. They're trying to kill a dragon. Now, where that
Destroying
picture
the
came
old
from,
world.
je ne sais quoi. Je ne sais pas. Dragon Regulus and Bagrados dragon, whatever that is.
I do like Mud
I
Fossil
am not
University.
sure.
He's a great guy, man. He's ancient.
Looks like an Oriental type thing. I have it down as Dragon Rider Silk. There's a Dragon River, and I think that was a dragon. It died there and sunk into the landscape.
So our atmosphere was way
I
bigger
think that's no
a
normal
long
landscape.
time ago.
It's just average. Yeah. Oh, yeah, tectonic uplift, residual magnetism, specific gravity, yada, yada, yada. If you have a PhD, you'd understand it. Dragon scales. This guy's got a Ichthyosaurus. You see there? There's the
They
same
were
damn looking thing.
ginormous. Absolutely
It's a
stunning.
parasite. It's a freaking parasite. Dragon's eye. All right, this I think is a dragon's eye. You see all these little layers here? At first I thought it was a tendon ball, but they normally don't have that many layers. I think
Huge.
that is a dragon's eye. It's a mine in the United Kingdom or UK, or I guess it's United Kingdom. There's a bigger shot of the eye itself. And see how it's pinched on the edge here? It's coming down and pinched. I think it is an eye. Good size eye. And what is this? This is something written by Herodotus. Yeah, Herodotus.
Mary,
There's
I'm
also
impressed,
another
mate.
sacred bird called the phoenix, which I did not myself see except in painting. For in truth he comes to them very rarely, at intervals, as the people of Heliopolis say, of 500 years, and these say that he comes regularly when his father dies. And if he be like painting, he is of this size and nature, that is to say, some of his feathers are of gold color and others red, and in outline and size he is as nearly as possible like an eagle. Well, that's not big. This bird, they say, but I cannot believe the story, contrives as follows. Setting forth from Arabia, he conveys his father, they say, to the temple of the sun, which is Heliopolis, plastered up in myth, and buries
Our
him
world
in
is
the
actually
temple
very
of
small.
the sun, and he conveys him thus, forms first an egg of myth, as large as he is able to carry, and then he makes trial of carrying it. And when he has made trial sufficiently, then he hollows out the egg, places his father within it, plasters over with other myrrh that part of the egg where he hollowed it. He hollowed it out to put his father in. And when his father is laid in it, it proves, they say, to be of the same weight as it was. And after he has plastered it up, he conveys the whole to Egypt to the temple of the sun. Thus they say that this bird does. Interesting.
Producers, if you struggle finding sounds and samples that work for you, then you have to check out this plugin. It's
We
called
always love
Arcade.
the
It's
ads.
my #1 go-to for building tracks. What I love about Arcade is that it's a sample library and a playable instrument.
Boy, I'll tell you, I haven't read this in a long time, a lot of these. This is Herodotus again. He was a very, very important writer long ago, one of the earliest writers. Now, this is Winged Serpents of Egypt, Book
Never
2.
ignore the past.
There are also about Thebes sacred serpents, not at all harmful to men, which are small in size and have 2 horns growing from the top of the head. These they bury when they die in the temple of Zeus, for to this god they say they are sacred. So Zeus had the dragons were sacred to him, or they were sacred to Zeus, or Zeus was sacred to them, whatever. There is a region, moreover, in Arabia,
Dragons are
situated
sacred.
nearly over against the city of Buto, to which place I came to inquire about the winged serpents. And when I came thither, I saw bones of serpents and spines in quantity so great it is impossible to make report of the number. And there were heaps of spines, some heaps large and others heaps less large, others smaller still, and then these, and then these heaps were many in number. The region in which the spines are scattered upon the ground is of the nature of an entrance from a narrow mountain pass to a great plain, which plain adjoins the plain of Egypt. Now, so they were in a pass, a narrow mountain pass. So they would have been swept into that pass, piled up there, and all died, and their skeletons were there now at that point. All right, because Herodotus, I can't remember what he was. I got to I think it was 400, 600, I can't remember. He was in the BC era. I'll have to look that up. But this is really important. This region where the spines are scattered upon the ground is of nature of an entrance from a narrow mountain pass to a great plain where all the stuff swept out. Absolutely perfect. Which plain adjoins the plain of Egypt. And the story goes that at the beginning of spring, winged serpents from Asia fly towards Egypt. And the birds called ibises meet them
It's
at the
ancient.
entrance
This
to
is
this
ancient.
country and do not suffer the serpents to go by, but kill them.
The
On
ibis
account
is
of
also a
this deed, it is
representative of
said
Thoth.
that the ibis has come to be
Yeah, I
greatly
know,
honored by
I
the
know.
Egyptians. So
So there's a thing here that folks should realise is that all the animals are wiser than us because they've been here way longer than any
Well,
human.
the animals know they're animals. That's why they're
Yeah,
wiser.
yeah, but they also come to protect us, and you know this. I know this, and anyone else that is actually connected with nature knows this. Animals are here to be our guides because they are way more ancient than the human.
Well, they don't listen to the nonsense, so they don't hear all the nonsense that we hear. Their mind
Exactly,
is
Larry.
cluttered with.
No, they are. The mind is something outside of ourselves. The mind is not the brain. The mind is an energetic form to connect, the spirit the soul, the human, everything, everything. So when folk go, oh well, animals, they're lesser beings than us. No, they're not, because they've been around for way longer than us, and they totally know that they are here to defend, to protect. And it's not even that defend and protect, it is a coalition of consciousness. And this is what these guys don't realize. They think that we're going to create, because they don't create anything, right? We know who we're talking about. They create nothing, and they want us to create eternally for them. It's not going to work like that. It's a universal, omniversal, whatever you want to call it. It is an everlasting conscious experience, and it will never stop. So we can bugger about as much as we like. This is not going to stop. So we are not going to necessarily come back to this world, whatever it may be. I think it's a big potato, but there are other worlds that we go to. Our consciousness goes to other worlds.
I'm getting a whistling sound from you. Mute for a second, Manel.
Okay.
Yeah, it's from you. I think you have to go out and come back in. I'm getting a whistling sound from you.
Okay.
So you don't have to. Is she going to meet you somewhere, Nubs? Oh, we lost Nubs. And Manel, damn it. What the hell, over? What the hell am I paying for? Bunch of shit. Why? This is weird. All right, try that.
Hey, Larry.
Yeah, it's better.
Is that good?
Yeah, you're crystal now.
Oh, good.
Crystal.
Well,
No doubt about it.
crystal clear. No, but I'm using a tablet here, and it goes a bit funky after a while. So
Kind
it's
of like
good.
us.
Go on, what were you saying?
Kind of like us. We got kind of funky.
No, you're good. You're good.
Playing silly.
The ibises were killing these serpents. So they became very honored by the Egyptians. And the Egyptians also agree that it is for this reason that they honor these birds. Now, let's see what this is. The outward form of the ibis is this. It is a deep black all over, has legs like those of a crane, and a very curved beak, and in size it is about equal to a rail. This is the appearance of the black kind which fight with the serpents. But of those which most crowd round men's feet, for there are two several kinds of ibises. The head is bare, and also the whole of the throat, and it is white in feathering, except the head and neck, and the extremities of the wings, and the rump. In all these parts of which I have spoken, it is a deep black. While in the legs and in the form of the head, it resembles the other. As for the serpent, its form is like that of the water snake, and it has wings not feathered, but most nearly resembling the wings of the bat. That's the kind of thing I just showed you. It looks like the wings of a bat. Let so much suffice as has been said now concerning sacred animals. Yikes. Yeah, there it is right here. Herodotus, the father of history. He goes back to 484 BC. So it's almost like 500 BC in the realm where they were still talking about the history in a realistic way. And then the enlightenment of the age came, just like it for us came, and they wiped all it out and talked about evolution from slime. Well, that's not how it happened.
Uh-oh, advert.
Oh my God, I forgot all of this stuff. Here's Herodotus again. Just so also, if vipers and the winged serpents of the Arabians were produced in the ordinary
Thank
course
you,
of
Larry.
nature, man would not be able to live upon the earth. Now listen to this. This is unbelievable. But as it is, when they couple with one another, the male is in the act of generation. As he lets go from him his seed, the female seizes hold of his neck and, fastening onto it, does not relax her hold till she has eaten through it. The male then dies in the manner which I have said. The female
Larry, can you just stop it for a minute? I want to say something.
Retribution
Please.
for the male.
Go for it.
So, yeah. So this is something that I've observed through my life is that the balance of the man and the woman has been destructed. I think you know what I'm talking about here. And I know that there are others that get it and they, they're doing their thing and this is great. But for those that don't get it, the destruction of the feminine and the masculine and the feminine is prevalent. And we need to realize what they are doing to us. We are man and woman. There is only that. Unless you're a snail, and they are asexual, so they can change their sex. And when you realize that some creatures do have a difference, but we nonetheless are man and woman, and we're slowly realizing that balance of the man and the woman and what we actually are. And I am totally with a man being a man and a woman being a woman. None of this nonsense. So there is the energetic, physical support of the man, and that is essential. And we want you to be here. I certainly do. If you're a man, you be a man. If you're a woman, you be a woman. And the essential part to realize is that there's the gentleness, but there's also the strength. And when we balance one another, there's the balance. And Mud Fossil University is talking about an older thing, okay? But it still stems from the same thing, where the man and the woman, there's all this nonsense about, women need to go out and work and men need to go and do this. And no, I don't think so. So there is a thing that we know in our heart that is basically, if you're a man, you're going to go, you're going to chop wood or forage, and your woman is going to forage as well. Probably the woman will forage more, the man will chop wood. Simple example.
Yeah.
I can hear you, you're a little quiet, but that's fine. But we need to stand together. None of the nonsense anymore. I honestly, I care. I care so much that it hurts my heart. But women and men need to get their shit together and come together and stop freaking arguing the toss. Am I right, Larry?
Yeah.
It's not complicated, is it?
No, we just tend to make it that way. Is that better or worse for my volume?
Yeah, your volume needs to go up a little bit. Go on,
Right.
turn it up.
Hang
I
on.
can't hear you well.
How about there? Is that any better?
Slightly.
Okay.
But look, I know where your heart comes from. I know where your heart comes from. I'm not a judge. I've always said this. I stand by this. I will never judge lest you judge me. You know what I'm saying? So we need to come together, stop arguing the toss about nonsense, because their tool is confusion. You know, their weapon, if you like,
Yeah.
is confusion.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I don't know. We just seem to.
You're really quiet, Larry. Turn it up a little bit. Can't hear.
How about now?
A little bit more.
How about now? That
Bit more.
Does that do
Bit more.
anything?
Yeah, it's good. Right. So, am I talking out of my bottom or something? I don't think I am.
No, it's just my settings on my things just doing wacky things today. I don't know what's going on.
Bless you. No, you're dealing with. So, this is the thing. We are not digital beings. We're not digital beings. And so they make everything, and I don't like to use this term, but it's kind of draconian. But the dragon is actually a being. And so people go on about like aliens and what do they call them? Dinosaurs. Whoa, it's really loud now. But so they go on about the draconian wars. So if you go and look at the draconian wars, well, the draconian wars are when they destroyed creatures from the old world. And we're not just talking about dragons and what do they call them? What do they call them, Larry?
Dragon? I'm not sure where you're going.
No. We're talking about the things they have in like buildings. You know, the big skeletal things of
Gargoyle?
supposed creatures. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Gargoyle?
No, we've got like the Natural History Museum in London and stuff like that. And supposedly these are 65 million years old. Well, I don't actually think they are. I think they're still here. And I think that dragons are very real. And I'm sorry for anyone that can't cope with this in their tiny little mind, but dragons are creatures. They're real. They exist. They are still existing. Okay? There's been huge amounts of stuff showing this. And okay, we're going to go with unicorns now. You want a bit of a laugh?
Sure.
Right, okay. So, we've got rhinos, haven't we? What they got? 2, 3 horns? 2, 3 horns? So,
I got what?
so why wouldn't there be a horse with a horn? supposed horse with a horn. I mean, it might be, slightly different creature. It might have toes and not hooves. But
So you think
these,
you think there's still dragons alive today?
yes. No, I don't think. I can feel it. But I think they're hiding. Because why wouldn't you? When you've been persecuted for centuries upon centuries upon centuries, you'd hide. Wouldn't you do that?
Okay, so do you think there's like if there are still here, do you think there's very few, or do you think there's still a whole lot and they're all just in hiding, or what?
Okay, so if you go to the Scottish Loch, where we have supposedly and it is actually what they call one of these creatures. You know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to use any words here because the fact is that we have really deep rivers up in Scotland that have creatures that are ancient. And there are waterways that go out to the oceans. So Nessie is a very real fact because it is one of them creatures. And if you want to make and you want to propagate your family, wouldn't you hide? You'd hide.
We have Truth and Lies in chat. I wanted to welcome you. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well.
Nice to welcome you.
Turn the video back on.
I want to hear. Look, I'm going to get back to Mud Fossil University. It's brilliant.
You're going to get back to your what?
Mud Fossil University.
The young, while still in the womb, not born yet, take vengeance for their father by eating through their mother's womb. Oh my God. And having eaten through her belly, they thus make their way out for themselves. Other serpents, however, which are not hurtful to man, produce eggs and hatch from them a very large number of offspring. Now, vipers are distributed over all the earth, but the others which are winged are found in great numbers together in Arabia and in no other land. Therefore, it is that they appear to be numerous. Holy smokes.
Larry, may I say something briefly?
Right. This goes back about 10.
Just briefly. They don't want you to go anywhere that you're not supposed to be. Because if you went there, do you know how they make it so difficult to travel to different lands? And, we know what they've been doing for the last sort of 3 to 10 years, actually. They don't want you looking at anything that they don't want you to know. So, but if you listen to your heart, you will know. Because we are ancient. We are an ancient folk, irrelevant of what part of the world you're from. We are ancient, and we need to start realizing the truth of our path. It's like a realization of what they are doing. They have come along, and I'm not going to go all weird. These buggers have been coming along for a very, very long time, and it's our time to stop them. And the only way you're going to stop them is when you stand together, you stop with the nonsense, and you realise that even as weird as it sounds, like Mud Fossil University, these are facts. Please, Larry, play on.
10 years. This is just blowing my mind. There's another one, Herodotus. No, you've heard of frankincense and myrrh and all this stuff. So very, very expensive. You know, why? Why? Well, guess what? Listen to this. Again, Arabia is the furthest of inhabited lands in the direction of the midday, and in it alone of all lands grows the frankincense and myrrh. That's the ones that are so expensive, and cassia, and cinnamon, and gum mastich. All these except myrrh are got with difficulty by the Arabians. Very hard to get it. Why? Frankincense they collect by burning storax. Where do you hear this? It's brought to them by the Hellenes and by the Phoenicians by burning this storax, I say, so as to produce smoke. They take it for these trees which produce Frankenstein are guarded by winged serpents. The trees where the Frankenstein and myrrh are. They're winged serpents, small in size and of various colors, which watch in great numbers about each tree, of the same kind as these which attempt to invade Egypt. They cannot be driven away from the trees by any other thing but only the smoke of storax. Holy shit. And this is brought to them by the Hellenes and the Phoenicians, so then they can burn it.
We are silica. We are silica.
Frankincense and myrrh.
We are not carbon.
What are they doing with
silica.
the frankincense and myrrh? What's so good about that? I told you, this is. I have forgotten all this.
Here's one thing you need to do before buying anything online. Don't spend another dime on Amazon until you watch this.
Oh, never spend money
As you
on
just saw,
Amazon.
These things were real. Now, I've got a ton of pictures and actual dragons' heads and all kinds of things that I'm going to be showing you. Now, and there are going to be some real ones. There's going to be some fake ones. There's going to be pictures. There's going to be, I don't even know what. But this is where we're starting. All cultures talked about dragons, and they all pretty much represent the same thing. They had this big, they all seemed to have a beard, and they had this big bumpy nose, and then the flares off of their head, and flary eyes, and this big long body, snaky looking thing. And,
I drew dragons,
and they all pretty much
Larry, by the way.
pretty close to looking the same. All right, that's just something, iguana. I'm just going to go, oh, okay. Now, this one here, this is the one that's in Morocco. Hold on. All right, this is the dragon that's in the desert. This is in Morocco, and it was attacking a fish.
Huge.
Now, take your time. I'm going to wipe all this off in a second. There's his red flared eye, and it flashes back. And this was written about in Apollodorus. If you look up the Library of Apollodorus 1.6, it'll talk about Typhon. This is Typhon. Now, there's the bump of the dragon's nose, and this is his throat. Runs all the way down here. That's the throat, you see?
That's definitely a creature,
They all have
man.
that flashy looking stuff. Well, not all, but I see a lot of them with that flashy looking stuff on the side going down on the parades and that. You see those. Now, this is all flashy, flary, scaly, feathery looking stuff. Out of his mouth is pouring all this. You see all this stuff here? That is venom attacking another giant creature down below. And they both apparently died at the same time. This green I'm showing as his beard. The beard comes down here. And that appears to be the source of the toxin. And the toxin appears to come out of this yellow vein that runs down. That's where the toxin, and it squirts right down through. I'll show you this carefully in a second. Now, and of course his mouth comes down here, but this is all just squirting down below. Now, I'm going to wipe it off. Now, keep watching as I do. Let's take, there's his red eye. It's flashing back here. This is his head. All right, there's his nose, comes up around his little nostrils or whatever. That's up over the top of his head, all of this scaly, flashy stuff. Remember, I talked about the little fruity looking things. There's his back, same sort of flashy, scaly looking stuff. Now, this is his beards. See the two beards? One here and one here. And I'm going to come up close and show you. That's what's squirting all this stuff out. Nasty, nasty stuff. And it's just spewing out all over. Now, this is his throat, of course, all the way down here. And these are the dragon scales. Now, let's come in and look at that very closely. Let's just start with his beards. You see those two beards? Those are beards. Now, I see the one right there. That's the one that's really got the nasty stuff. Let me see something. This thing,
they have fed our world. They have given us the nutrients.
But anyway, that's his head and the two beards, and this is all this really nasty, nasty stuff.
Bless you, Larry.
And it's coming down to another giant creature below. But first of all, let's look at his dragon scales.
We live on a creature.
These are the dragon scales.
That is our world.
Well, I don't know.
Yep, that's for sure.
Okay, so here we are at the dragon. It's very, very obvious if you take the time, and you have Google Earth, I'm sure, so you can certainly take the time yourself. Now let's look at his dragon scaled throat. You see that? That is the dragon's throat, and it runs very, very, very long way. Now
you can even see the eye above.
You see those scales?
You can see the eye of that creature.
All right, take your time and look. You see?
And all the blood vessels and everything. They're feeding our world.
Now,
These are
let's keep moving down the throat.
Leviathans, darling.
All right, you ready? Down the throat, down the throat, down the throat. Scales everywhere. Scales everywhere. You can see them. I don't have to point them out to you. Scales everywhere. Scales everywhere. And then what's this? Woohoo, woohoo. What we got going on here? Let's back out and see.
All the blood vessels as well. If you look.
His throat was cut with a great and mighty sword. That's what it says in the ancient text. And I'm telling you right now, I'm going with them. Now, this is all the effluent running off from the dead, decaying dragon, but it's on top of the surface. So this didn't happen a millions and zillions of years ago and everything piled on top of it.
Supposedly, Zeus killed this creature.
It wasn't Zeus, you know that, Larry. Look, these creatures have been around for a very long time. You know that. They're ancient. We are ancient. When we realise that we've been, we've been.
Why is it doing this?
Sorry, go on.
Me.
Sorry, Larry, please say.
My thing's screwing up again.
Oh,
away from here.
It's just the freaking the. You know what it is.
This is like 1,100 miles long, or more than that. It's somewhere. It's unbelievably long, and I mean, it blows everybody's mind when the first time they see it, and once they start seeing the dragons everywhere, as I'm going to be showing you, they're everywhere around the Earth, everywhere. I mean, this one here is huge, and it was attacking this gigantic fish. Now, I'm not going to fool around here anymore, showing this over and over, but this is the eye. I don't know what that is. This is the eye. This is the fin, the scales. This is the fin. This is the tail.
They never lived for 5 minutes. They've been around for centuries.
Being attacked by the dragon. All right, he's being attacked by that dragon. You see all that stuff spitting down on his fin? This is what that stuff looks like. You see that? That's what's coming down on that fish's
Blood
fin.
vessels.
This is some really nasty, nasty stuff. And by the time it hits here, it literally combusting. Now, by the time it actually hits the fin, it eats right through the fin and then through his vital flesh, the surface layer, down into the tissue. And you can see all the blood vessels and everything. Look. You see that? It ate right through down to where the blood vessels coming down. These are veins. I mean arteries. The red arteries feeding the little blood vessels. You see that?
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. You can still see all that.
And then this is where the
So
veins
now we realise that we are the smallest aspect
to clean it
of
back
the
up at the heart.
gargantuan. Am I right, Larry?
This is anatomy nobody's ever seen before.
Yeah. Well, he makes one comment in one of his videos on how he can't imagine how these huge creatures could live, on our land because they were so big. And I'm like, well, at one time there was next to no water. It was all land. So they would be able to, survive pretty easy if there was more land.
Yeah, but Larry, think about this. Think about this. Think about this, Larry. There's
I don't think
the can you just stop it for a minute? I just want to tell you something that I feel I might not be right.
Anyway, that's this one, and then of course then we got Quetzalcoatl on the east coast of the United States. I'm just
go ahead.
Oh, thank you. So, our world that we are now on, whatever shape it is, there was a time when, and there is huge amounts of this that you can find, that there was a bigger atmosphere. Do you know what I mean? There was a bigger atmosphere, and so everything was way bigger. And we already know that the British conglomerates chucked a load of stuff into the ocean because they didn't want folk to know. However, you cannot hide any of this stuff. We are of a nation of growth. And so when you realize that the skies were bigger, so there was a bigger atmosphere, whatever shape it is, there was a bigger atmosphere, whether it's flat or potato shaped or round or whatever. I'm very open. However, something that my spirit knows and my soul knows is that they destroyed the aspect of growth, if that makes any sense. Whoever that was, I'm not going to go all funky monkey on you, but whoever it was came along and messed about with the growth of this world, because many of us already know that this world is an aspect of other worlds. So you had Mars, you had Venus, you had all these things, and whether it's flat or oblique or whatever, they have constructed something to take your true mind, because the mind is what we all are connected. our spirit, our mind. We're connected, and so they want to take it away. They want to take it away. The growth of any world is when things come together. And I'm going to remind folks of the mycelium. The mycelium is the thing that connects the roots. If you go and dig in your garden, anyone that does, go and dig in your garden, you're going to find the mycelium. And it is the little white threads that communicate with all the trees and any plant, anything. That is part of the physical consciousness. We are conscious from source, but when you actually look at what is going on in the soil, in the trees and the plants, in the flowers and the leaves and the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees and the freaking fishes in the seas, you will realize it is all connected. Everything. It is great consciousness, and they cannot take it away. But there is a big but. We've got our butts. We all sit on it, and we need to have humor. Humor. Humor is not just humor. Humor. If you actually go and look at the word of humor, it is about the mycelium, and it's about consciousness. Go look. Don't believe me? That's fine. Go look. Humor. Everything connects, and that is humor. You get me?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to show you that one, and then we're going to, because there's more of them. I got them all over the place. But here's Quetzalcoatl right there. There's his head. All right, and there's his feathers that stick up off the top of his head. Quetzalcoatl had feathers. He was a feathered serpent. See? You see how green that is? Feathers grow the greenest green. They sell feather meal. They grind up feathers and sell it to make your plants green because it has so much nitrogen and it makes the chlorophyll work good. See up here? These are feathers too. Those are feathers.
Yes, it is nitrogen. He's
See
right.
how green that is? And they go all the way up the East Coast. They call them the Green Mountains, way up in Canada almost. Well, I think it is Canada. See, this is all the same creature. All this, all the way up. You see how big that thing is? The whole East Coast.
Humongous.
And this might even be something to do with Florida. Might have something to do with them. I don't know. I really don't know at this point.
These
they're
creatures,
so huge that I can't find any legs and so forth.
Everywhere.
But here's his wing.
Actually created the world.
And the whole thing goes all the way up the East Coast. There's his head. And look around. You see the different colors? Here's his beards. See the beards? The different colors means there's different tissue. This is his facial tissue, and it grows different plants than around it, which is the runoff of his body, fertilizes that stuff. And look at the pattern of the rivers that run around his nose. Look at that.
They gave us life. These leviathans, they gave us life.
This is between here and here. That barrier set up like this bizarre looking pattern. Look at that. And of course his throat is the same thing, the same bizarre looking pattern. And if you look carefully, you can see this is the actual width of his throat, and it goes up, runs all the way up, and you can follow it through if you pay attention. And don't forget, there's his beards. See the two beards? And this here, again, pay attention to the colors. You see the abrupt transition of color? This is outside his throat, and this is
Oh,
inside
I
his
see
throat.
it. Beautiful. Beautiful.
You see the color inside his throat versus the color outside his throat. And this is all going down his throat. It runs all the way up and then down, all the way
They
down his
gave
stomach.
their life for us, and
up
we
to
should
his clothes.
respect
Now,
that.
dragons were very real, and these myths were extremely real. So it's time to take this seriously. I mean, seriously. Okay, so you've seen Typhon. This is Typhon. He's in the desert in Morocco. And he fits exactly what Apollodorus said. And what's this one? This is just some skeleton looking thing. What do we got here?
Fascinating, man.
We're talking about the horned serpent in mythologies in America, Native Americans. They were everywhere. So and then they show in here, what do they show? There's a dragon
What do
right
you
there on a
think built
leash.
our world?
And they got giants over here, bigger than the elephants. And this is all real stuff. They knew. Look at the size of those guys over there. Well, check this out. This is an armadillo dragon, I guess they call it. I'm not sure.
Melding
That might
with
be.
physicality.
Well, that looks just like the one I showed when I started off. These things just might be devolving and getting smaller. And they could very well be part of the same thing. All right, so remember I showed you the fish and the dragon in the desert. That's the dragon attacking the fish. And they see these on the coins. These are ancient coins, show the same thing, the dragon attacking the fish. And
Beautiful, Larry.
that's not just one. There's a bunch of different coins. All right, this is the dragon attacking the sun. The giant.
I keep going small and full screen to make sure nobody's saying anything in the chat.
Bless you.
Whatever this is, dragon autopsy, showing the skin. Somebody sent me this.
Larry, remember we are
Anyway.
dragons.
Yeah, and I can't remember where I get a lot of this stuff. I got to be honest with you. They come and they go. Now, what this is about, I don't know. That looks kind of fake, but who the heck knows anymore? All right,
That's actually not fake. That is a
I can't
little.
remember. That's
That is a
maybe
little.
whales.
No, there's loads of these little creatures
Now, some
everywhere.
of them love the dragon, some
Yeah.
of them hated them. What's this say? I am born of a time before men when the world was raw. The wisdom of rocks and fire and earth and blood is in my veins, for now I live in a world of mists, beyond the reach of mortal man. But the time shall come when I shall rise again. Yikes.
They killed our dragons.
I wouldn't want one of those
They
living
killed our
around my
dragons.
area. Come out of that cave and meet your doom, you miserable dragon. You can't hide in there forever, you overgrown chameleon. He said, it's going to eat him. Oh, man. Here's another dragon coin. Here it is right here. Something.
Beautiful.
This actually has a fish, and it has. It looks like Zeus's coils. I mean, Typhon's coils. What do we got here? Another dragon coin. That's the same one before. What do we got here?
So now we're
That's
remembering
another one,
our
same thing,
dragons.
dragon attacking the fish.
Isn't that interesting?
They got them on maps. It's all over the place. This is from NASA. And these are colors on the back of the dragon. Highlighted
Beautiful.
by the signature of the chemistry they give off. Look at that. That's that
Look at the
fruity looking thing
colors.
on its back.
The colors are
And this
amazing.
this is the death Or is it this one up here? No, it's this one down here. Coming down this drag. This right here is his beard. So here, you see it coming out of here? This is dragon death. That's the beards. They give off that toxin. And this is some more toxin probably being spewed out from down here. Look at all that colory stuff. Isn't that something? And that's from NASA. This is dragon eating a baby. Interesting. This is somebody faking a dragon. See, this is where, you know, you can never tell to be 100% sure. But you see them in the, this is just fake. So sometimes you can get fooled, but it's not, you get fooled every time. This, I don't know what this was. But it's eating something. Oh, no, it's shooting out dragon balls of fire.
Larry,
We have
I'm a dragon lady. Sorry, go on.
ERAL. I can't really see all the letters very good. GRAFIX 422 in the chat.
Oh, hey, 422. Sorry, can't do all the digits.
All right, I'm going to leave that up on screen. I got to let my dog outside. I'll be right back.
Mycelium, we are mycelium. Graph, you're right, we're mycelium. And this is why we are having healing things, helping folk that are mycelium structures. Don't take it dry. Always take it fresh.
I'll be right back.
Graph respect.
By Philippe Shekrovic. And this looks
Thank
like,
you, Larry.
I guess it was Michael, the angel Michael was doing battle with the dragon and threw it to Earth. It doesn't, and that's his lightsaber. And they said that they cut Typhon's great. It was attacked by, I guess it was Zeus. Supposedly, that's what the ancient texts say. It was a fight between Typhon, I believe, and Zeus. And Zeus, who was also Jupiter, slashed him with his great and mighty sword, which is literally thunderbolts. And that's what slashed his throat.
They were
Zeus?
Leviathan of planets.
That's what I mean. There's a lot of it's very, very hard to draw anything.
Sorry about that.
Any absolute certainty.
Right, Larry, no
But
worries.
I am looking at all the things I see, and I didn't draw all these pictures. These pictures exist everywhere, and this is exactly what that dragon was doing. This is very, very close to what that dragon would be like. Only it was about 1,000,000 times bigger, literally. It's 1,000 miles long.
1,000 miles long. Could you imagine that?
That's just a little puppy compared to the stuff that's out there.
I can imagine.
What do we got here? This, I don't know if that's really real, but I think it might be. They all had this bump on their nose.
Oh, that's amazing, man.
And the horns coming up the back.
Wow.
That looks, I think it was real. I'm not sure. That's what I mean. You can't be positive. This is the other one, the same thing again. And this is right up close and personal.
That creature looks really friendly. It's like
these are not just
you want to
accidental.
You want to give it a pet.
This is what gets me crazy. They say, "Oh, the guy's crazy. Look what he's seeing." Yeah, I know what I'm seeing. You see this? That right there is the eye. That's the carapace, which is the head. These
I
are
can see the
teeth
teeth
coming down.
Oh my God,
that is
that's
a
huge.
gigantic dragon's head laying on a beach.
Wouldn't it be
I
great
could
to
be
go
wrong.
on a
I could
beach
be
and
wrong.
see something like
Well, I don't
that?
think I am.
I'd just be like, damn.
That is a huge creature. Come on, you can see it.
There's just another shot of it. See the teeth coming out?
Yeah.
These are the ones on the bottom coming up. These are the ones coming down. Red is always pretty much blood, and these teeth run all the way out to the end of his snout, which they should.
Look at things.
The carapace looks extremely accurately portrayed. The brow of the eye is quite prominent. I go real. Now, what do we got
That's
here? Dragon's
massive,
Hill.
man.
I don't know what this is. Diamond Star
this
Rock
shit.
behind Devil's Gate, Peru. Notice the reptilian skull to the left and a sleeping dragon at its tail right. It's possible. I think these are sarcomeres, though, muscle tissue.
I see that too.
Although now,
Not
I don't
everything
know.
is melted buildings. You know, they
Pretty
gave their life
segmented.
for us.
I don't know. It's hard to say without really seeing the whole thing from up above, sideways, and everything else. What do we got here? These are the dragon. It's a plaque. They're showing. This one here just has horns. This one's got a crown. And they're eating people. I mean, was that a good thing? I wouldn't think so. Not if I was the guy who was getting eaten. Then
I
they
don't
have
think
these,
they were actually
I think this was
eating us.
called
I think they were giving their life to us.
Polywaddle or something like that. That dragon
Can you
off of
stop
Norway.
for a minute, please?
And a lot of these sea serpents were parasites.
Oh, I think there was some that I don't think they all were, you know, ate us or meat eaters or whatever, but I do believe that there were some meat eaters.
Totally.
Ate
Yeah.
some, you know,
But a lot of them, they gave us fruitfulness. You know, they laid down to give us fruitfulness, to grow things, because they realized that their time was gone. They were huge. They were leviathans. You know what I mean? Yes? Larry? Does that make sense? Is it too big? I don't think it is too big for you.
That lived inside of the dragons. That when the dragons died.
Sorry, but I don't know what the hell's going on with my thing today, but it's really
No, I want your answer, man. So, you know, because you have the big sequoias. You know how big they are, don't you? Yeah. How big are the sequoias? So when you look at the sequoias, and then you look at what kind of creatures lived before, and maybe we were there as well at the same time, because there's lots of proof that we were there at the same time as they were. We weren't cutting them down, though. We were living in harmony. And this is what has gone. The harmony has gone. And so everyone's arguing the toss. Blah, 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 blah. No. So when you connect with true nature, which is what we all are, and you realize the perfection of nature, realize the perfection, darlings. When you realize that, and you realize what laid down to give you fruitfulness, they gave their life for us. They knew their time was up. When the whatever shape this is, when the atmospherics changed, they gave their life. They gave it to us so we could propagate. Look at it. Just personally look at it. Don't believe what I'm saying. This is my own journey. We all make our own journey. Am I right, Larry? We're all on our own
Oh yeah,
path.
yeah, no doubt.
So, what all I'm saying is that these creatures gave their life. They gave it wholeheartedly because they knew they couldn't continue anymore. And they knew that smaller beings, I'm simplifying, were going to come along and it's a spiritual journey. The consciousness is, we are dragons, if you like, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta let my dog back in the house. I'll be right back. I'm sorry.
All right, no worries. They did give their life for us so we could propagate. Remember that, folks? Moose, we are creators. Larry, does your bottom feel good?
Do what?
Does your bottom feel better?
What do
Good.
you mean?
We went to the Lulu.
No, I went outside to get the dog.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Oh, I thought you went to the Lulu. No worries.
It's out there, definitely. I heard
They had
now.
to go somewhere. They got washed into the seas, and they started attacking the ships and killing the sailors so they could eat. Here's the dragon and the fish in the desert. So a lot of the sea serpents were just parasites living inside of these giant creatures. They were living in their blood vessels and then on their tissues and everything else. They were fungus and parasites and little bugs and stuff.
Were we the
They call them
parasites? Larry?
extremophiles.
That's my question.
All right, this is the legend of the hot springs. Indians called it Solduk, a land
Go
of
and stop it for
sparkling
a
water.
minute.
According
I
to
want to
legend,
ask you a
long ago, a
question.
dragon lived in the Solduk Valley. One day, he met another dragon from nearby Elua.
What's up?
Oh.
Go ahead.
Now, so what I wanted to ask was, so have we become the parasites
Why
because
fucking
they
that doesn't
no
make
because they laid down their bodies for us to have fertile soil. These creatures laid down to give us fertile soil before we came along. So this is ancient. So are we now the parasites is my question.
Yeah, hard to say. I wouldn't doubt it though.
Interesting, isn't it?
The way most of us present ourselves, how can we assume not that is what we are?
But I'm not talking about assumptions. I'm talking about actually feeling where we connect with that connection of soil, of source, of spirit. None of the nonsense with religion. None of that. I'm talking about purely connecting with like source and earth. So, but I strongly feel, I'm not a believer of anything, but I strongly feel that we have been given all these essential elements to grow. Right? Simply to grow. Grow your spirit, grow your soul, grow your body. You know what I mean? I think.
Oh yeah.
So none of us really know very much, and we are remembering. We're remembering the truth of what we're actually standing upon.
I'm telling you, I know exactly what this earth is. Haven't you ever heard of the four corners of the earth? It's a box, silly. A damn box. Because we're all in a box.
Well, we're
Valley, and the two proceeded to fight.
realizing what we are. Excuse me, Larry. We're realizing what we are, and we are energy. We are, and this is the energy that's been left. Please carry on. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm just, please go.
What?
I said, please go on.
Oh.
During their fight, they cleared the timber above the tree line and left bare areas that can still be seen today. The dragons also lost some of their skin, which is hanging in the trees and clinging to the rocks as moss and lichen. And that's what happens. Skin becomes moss and lichen. That's exactly true. The two fought for years and were an equal match. When neither dragon could win the fight, they crawled back to their caves and cried. The dragon's hot tears are the source of Selduk Springs.
And they gave us physical life.
This is your mix in your room.
Oh my goodness.
Wow, I forgot all about this. This is, I've got it down. It's called Dragon Tracing in Iran. Dragon Iran Tracing, whatever that means. I don't see a dragon here, to be perfectly honest with you, but I do see an extreme similarity to the Maori man in Australia. If you put in Maori man, you will see they will have very, very similar tracings. Now, who did this? I don't know. Did somebody come in here and make this? Like
what?
Star cities.
Star forts?
Well, no, they're not forts because they're not about defense. These were
Yeah, but
Um,
they called them Star Fords.
I know that. I know that. I'm well
Yeah,
aware. So,
yeah.
look,
Same.
I listen to Michelle Gibson because she is one of the few ladies that does some really serious research about where rocks are displaced, and they're not just rocks, they are aspects of structures. And I mean, we've got Paul Cook, we've got Campbell from Autodidactic, you know, we've got Burnite, we've got all these different folk that are coming together, and we're realizing that we are children of a removed, a displaced civilization. We are literally children from a displaced civilization, to simplify. This is why you're going to find it very difficult to find out where your heritage comes from. Go and try and find your heritage. You will only be able to go back so far, and then there'll be nothing. You'll find nothing. I already went and did this. I went into Somerset House years and years ago, which is now not called Somerset House anymore, in Angleterre, the narrow land, the England. So realize yourself, and when you realize yourself, you will find where you actually come from. So just place your foot one in front of the other, open your eyes, open your ears, and open your heart. Because when you open your actual heart, they can't stop you. I promise.
Yeah, no doubt.
But you still realize what you are. It doesn't really matter what they tell you who you are, because they're doing that all the time. They're going, oh, you're this and you're that and you're the other and blah, blah, blah. It's a total load of nonsense. So when we realize our footsteps, I think you know what I mean, Larry. And this is also to do with the guy that you just, you know, the thing you're playing here, Mud Fossil. So when you look at this stuff and you realize that for us to actually have a path, someone else before us actually had to lay that.
I am what I am, and that's what I am. I'm Dirty Larry, the Sailor Man.
But so realize that the path you walk upon is from other beings. They built that path, whoever they may be, and they're probably giants. Most of them are giants, because otherwise, and it doesn't matter what anyone says, when you go and look at something like the Giant's Causeway, these are silica. They're silica growth, silica beings. And silica is like the Devil's Tower. We've got one here just along the road where I live. Okay? And supposedly it is an old volcanic mound, apparently. But so this thing is only in one place, and it's just like the Irish Giant's Causeway. The same structures. These are ancient trees. I promise you, they laid this stuff down for us, to give us paths to experience the beauty of nature. It's not about, ooh, I want to be this, I want to be that. No, it is nature. Nature is perfect, and we are nature. And when we realize that we are aspects of nature, aspects of consciousness, then we will flourish.
Yeah, no doubt.
No doubt. No doubt.
It could be a maze or for a kid's playground or something. I have no clue. I don't know where this came from. I don't know where it is. But it looks just like the same sort of lines that you see at the Moray Man, almost identical. You know, you have to go back and watch it. I just did a video on this, but all I want to show you right now is the similarity of those lines. You see that? Very, very similar. And this is the structure of a giant creature that died right here. And they outlined it. There's not a single way of getting in here to do this construction. This was done, I don't know how. Had to be done by gigantic creatures with some kind of a technology here that could make these kind of lines so perfectly.
Blood vessel.
Flawless. Very, very interesting. All right, you see that? That is very, very similar lines. Now, I don't know exactly how big it is here, but it appears to be we're kind of pretty high up off the surface. The same thing with Moray Man. It's very similar patterns as far as I can determine. But check this out. This is in
you know
Thailand,
your
where I was
veins?
showing you that
Know
they had
your
that Nile
veins.
caves.
Oh my God.
They apparently
Larry.
revered the dragon.
Oh my
there.
God.
This is from
Look at
the
this.
legendary
Wow.
temple Wat Sampran.
Oh my
Thailand.
goodness.
I'm going to tell you another thing.
See
This
what I'm saying?
construction will save that building in a typhoon or something. Wrapped around like that, the winds would work itself away from it. And this is like a big housing to hold that thing together. Not bad, all in all. Plus, extremely cool to look at. Now,
Isn't
let's
that
see what else
awesome?
we got here.
So we need to realize that the beauty,
This is from ancient texts, the Leviathan,
Larry, that's so beautiful.
whatever this is. All right, this is the fish again being attacked by what looks like a lion.
It's a lion standing on a fish.
All right, these are dragon lizards, they call them. That'll wake you up in the morning, wouldn't it?
Oh, God.
What is this dragon metal? I don't know where this came from, but
See, most folks think that dragons are bad, but they're not. They were part of the
the
old
Muslims
world.
had stories about them
They
too.
destroyed
As a matter
them.
of fact, I got a real good one from Iran. I think it is. I'll show you that in a minute. But they all had the same stories, basically.
Dragons are kind.
That's this here, the dragon. This is a dragon from somewhere. I don't know
I
where it
am a
was.
dragon
But
lady.
this is
I
what
promise.
it is colorized, I guess. Now, some of these things like this, you see that? You say, oh, that was a dragon. Well, I'm going to tell you something. That was probably a parasite inside of a creature. You want to know why? Watch this. You see this? Remember I told you they were attacking ships and everything, eating the crew? This is virtually identical to what I just showed you. This is an extremophile. And they are just some of the craziest looking creatures. Look at this one. And these were the things that they were saying were attacking ships, all these crazy looking things. And then they killed them all off, and they were gone. But they had to live somewhere after they were the little parasites inside these giant
They
things.
did kill them all off.
I mean, it's just strange as hell, but I'm sorry. You saw that other thing. Let's go back to the other one a second. Look, that's basically the same thing. And now it's like microscopic. Hold on, where was I?
Do you think we'd be in this situation, Larry, if they didn't kill them all off?
Ours is not the reason why. Ours is to do or die.
Well, I don't think it's as simple as that. No, it is simple, but when you realize that you are an aspect of consciousness, realize you're an aspect of consciousness, and consciousness expresses itself in many forms. And so what it does, consciousness, it lays down aspects to help other aspects of consciousness. So it can, live, perform, whatever you want to call it. Ultimately, consciousness is love, because love will propagate. When you do not feel love anymore, you are not an aspect of consciousness.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Bless you.
I mean, they're just weirdest things you ever saw. All right, check this out. These are extremophiles, and they live in the most extreme conditions there are on Earth, which are in the guts of creatures, really. And then when those guts weren't producing enough food, they went to go find some other guts, and that was human beings. These are the places they live in. These are biological excretion zones, and kidneys and hearts and lungs and pancreas and gallbladders and all the different things that create chemistry. And that's where they're living. These are extremophiles. Nothing else can live in these conditions. They are engineered to live in these conditions due to biology. Here's our baby eating buddy here.
And psychology, and also consciousness.
I'm not sure what's going on here. That's a dragon skull, my friend.
Absolutely.
Very similar to the ones that's up off the coast of Oregon. This is somebody killing a dragon.
See, this is why I love nature.
They all talk about
I love nature. I love it. I love it. Larry, I love
it. Dragon on a sword. I think we saw that before, spitting out the Dragon Ball. Dragon tapestry. Wow, look at that. This must have been absolutely amazing.
We are amazing. Come on. What happened to folk? They lost the plot.
They knew something was going on there. There's a dragon tattoo. That's pretty representative.
I know.
These are ancient texts about dragons.
I have a memory like a whale.
Exhaled flames and fumes invaded the upper air. I don't know, it's kind of hard to read, but this is all, they knew that this stuff was real. Look at, he's got one eating, he's eating a guy right
Larry,
there. You see?
beautiful. Thank you.
This is in Thailand. Now this time he's fighting the dragon. Thailand, I think they love the dragon. I don't know.
Don't be
It's a
afraid.
very confusing topic.
Don't be afraid.
But I can tell you what, they were here somewhere. Look at this one. That is a dragon's tooth. I believe this tooth is still intact and this one's broken off. You see how it goes up here? That one would have been right there.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Broken right off.
Fascinating.
How it comes up around here. That same thing coming up right around there.
We are not
That's
small. We are aspects of the great.
I wanted to welcome everybody to chat. You're more than welcome to give your point of views, your beliefs, your disbeliefs. They're all
Hello,
welcome.
chat.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Actually, throw it right there. I believe, and that actually is up near this thing here, so somewhere up on his back. And they said he had 100 heads.
Larry, I just want to
I'm
thank
just
you.
reporting what it says. And this one here is, there was supposed to be a dragon that wrapped completely around the earth. And
Ouroboros.
that's also
Ouroboros.
possible. Look at that. This is not just accidental.
A dragon that
layering,
wrapped
this and
around
that,
the
and
earth.
erosion and all that. No.
Yes.
This
yes,
is
yes.
biology, my friends. These are layers of tissue. What it was, I don't know. But I can tell you one thing. That is not just erosion of dirt and
No, it's a
layering
load of
that way. It's just
mining.
not that, right?
They mined those.
Yeah, no doubt.
They did
Well,
mine us. They mined all of it, and we're realizing this now. It's important, and
yeah.
I totally get it. I get it. I've been observing. I knew it when I was small, and I'm not so small now. But you're a good soul, man. Bring it. Go on.
Oh, I just gonna say I got an appointment I gotta take care of here in a bit. I've already been here for over 3 hours. I think I'm gonna go ahead
Bless
and end this
you.
for the day. Appreciate you being here and interacting with me. And
Bless you.
we'll be
Yeah.
here same time, same bat channel in the morning as always.
Oh,
You
I
have a great
know.
day and a better tomorrow.
Yes.
And
Be
don't
good
forget,
on your day. Travel
don't
well.
forget, don't forget one thing. Don't let that door hit you in the ass.
Oh no, doors never hit me on the arse.
All right. Bye bye. You take care, man. Now. Have a great day. Bye
Love
bye.
you. All right, toodles, babes.